In the heart of Babylon, a kingdom draped in gold, power, and pride, stood a statue that reached toward the heavens, glittering beneath the desert sun. It was the image of King Nebuchadnezzar's greatness, a monument to his glory and the might of his empire. Trumpets sounded, messengers ran through the streets, and a decree echoed across the land. When you hear the music, you must bow before the image of gold, or be cast into the blazing furnace. Fear became law. From the richest noble to the poorest servant, knees bent and foreheads touched the ground. The air trembled with submission. But somewhere among the crowd stood three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, whose hearts bowed only to the God of heaven. When the world commanded surrender, they chose faith instead of fear. Exiles from Israel, yet unshaken in their faith. They had lost their home, their freedom, even their names, but not their loyalty to the living God. While the crowd trembled before the king's image, their hearts burned with a different fire, the fire of conviction. They would not bow to gold or fear, for they knew the one who ruled above kings and kingdoms. And as whispers spread through the crowd, they didn't bow, they're still standing. The eyes of Babylon turned toward them. Defiance in the face of death had never looked so bold. The king glared at Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and thundered, "Is it true? You refuse to bow to my image? When you hear the music, you bow or you burn." But the three stood unshaken. Shadrach spoke with calm resolve. "We have no need to defend ourselves before you, O king." Meshach stepped forward, his voice steady. "The God we serve is able to deliver us from your blazing furnace." And Abednego added, with fire in his eyes, "But even if he does not, we will never bow." Their words silenced the court. The power of faith stood taller than the king's golden image. The king's guards dragged the men in to the burning fire furnace. The furnace blazed 7 times hotter, a heat so fierce it twisted the very air. The flames leapt like living beasts, devouring even the mighty soldiers who dared draw close. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, bound hand and foot, fell into the heart of the fire. And in the stillness of the blaze, in the place where life should have ended, something impossible unfolded. The guard shouting with his voice shaking, "My king, did we not cast 3 men into the fire?" The king said as he rose from his throne, stunned, "Yes, 3. The guard then answered, "But look, I see 4 walking freely inside the flames. And the fourth looks like the Son of God." And then, before the watching crowd, the impossible became undeniable. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stepped out of the furnace, slowly, boldly, untouched. Not a burn on their skin, not a thread on their garments singed. Not even the faintest smell of smoke clung to them. Their faith had turned fire into freedom. The crowd murmurs, gasps, and fell silent. The king, trembling with awe, rises to his feet. The king was overwhelmed and said, "Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, for no other God, no power under heaven can rescue like this." And in that moment, the glory of God swept across Babylon, from the palace to the marketplace, from the nobles to the servants. Every eye had seen what the fire could not erase, the power of the living God, shining brighter than the flames meant to destroy his people. The king lifted his voice before all Babylon and declared, "The God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, he is the living God, the only God." And in that moment, the crowd trembled, because the flames that were meant to consume them became the very stage where God revealed his glory. The fire was never meant to destroy them. It was meant to reveal the one who walked beside them, the one the king himself had seen standing in the blaze. When your faith is tested, when the heat rises, when the world expects you to fall, remember this: sometimes God does His greatest miracles in the fire, so that everyone watching will know He never left you, not for a moment.